Salutations! It's your uncle, Sam.
And this is the moment that we all knew Kendrick was about to shake the motherfucking table.
It's not a good day, okay? Not
This
back to
bitch is
that one.
shaking the table.
And whether you loved it, hated it, or were just confused, one thing is for sure, the internet definitely went crazy. But today, we're not just talking about any reactions and reviews, we're talking about the negative ones. We're focusing on the hate. 6 different people, 6 separate TikTok reviews, and I don't think not one of these people know each other. Yet, they all had something negative to say. So, the question is, do they have a point? Or is this just another case of people being loud and wrong?
And this is the Great American Game.
Hey, what's good, guys? If you don't know who I am, trust me, you're not the only one. I am just a million out here sharing my opinions, and today we are talking about Kendrick Lamar. Well, technically, we're talking about the people that are talking about Kendrick Lamar and what they think about the wildest event of 2025 so far, the Super Bowl halftime show. So, if you want to hear what folks are saying about Kendrick's performance, plus my thoughts on it, then do me a huge favor and hit that like button, tap subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into it.
You know what I was just thinking, and you probably were too, you know what we need right now on social media is an old guy's take on the Kendrick Lamar performance last night, the Super Bowl. That's what everybody needs, right?
Well, for one, no, I was not thinking that. Well, not until you just said it, but at least this guy knows that we could really care less about his review. But because he is white and he is old and I don't discriminate over here, let's just hear this man out.
Well, let me just preface this by saying I love all types of music. I know a lot of people say that, and I'm a big rap guy. You know, give me Tribe Called Quest any day, Biggie, give me Tupac, you know. So I think, you know, newer rap to me, even though my son's turned me on to it, maybe it's just a little out of my reach as far as what I really want to digest and listen to.
So, are you a rap guy or not, sir? Because you just named 2 of the most well-known rappers of all time, and they died 20 years ago. I mean, are we supposed to believe that you are just a rap guy that just doesn't like rap, like today's rap? Gotcha. I'm just gonna say this. You're already kind of making me side-eye you, but I'm gonna let you continue.
I did appreciate the patriotism last night, not only from Kendrick, but the whole damn thing. From the commercials to Tom Cruise, there was some heavy metal, there was some Huey Lewis and the News in there, there was a Secret Service commercial. All these things felt like the 80s again, right?
Yeah, sir. Get to the review part. We ain't trying to hear all this damn fluff.
A lot of patriotism last night for the good old USA. I digress. So let's get back to Kendrick Lamar. So I think if you knew his lyrics and you knew his songs,
Thought you knew better.
that it probably resonated with you a little more. It's great to sing along to your favorite artist or one of your favorite artist songs, right? But for those who didn't really know his music, and this was the introduction,
Do your fucking research.
I felt like the audio quality was bad. I felt like you couldn't really hear what he was saying. And I just felt like the production overall was kind of meh, you know, not great. I don't think there was great dancing in there. Once again, the choreography was good, but it was like more like a marching kind of thing.
Okay, so this man was watching the halftime show like he was a judge on The Voice or like he was on America's Got Talent or something, but who does that? And how do you like rap, but you don't know none of this man's songs and he just won 5 Grammys? I mean, you knew he was headlining. Maybe you should have went and familiarized yourself with his catalog. Hell, it's your fault for not being prepared, Judge.
So that's just my take on it. You know, I just felt like I wanted to like it more. I felt like I wanted to get an introduction to Kendrick Lamar and go, I got to listen to a couple of songs of his tomorrow, but it just didn't happen for me.
You know, I find it very hard to believe that you wanted to like it. I just think that if you really tried just a little bit harder to like it, just a little bit, I don't think that you would have made this review video. I think you would have reconsidered making this review video. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think in the comment section? Now on to the next person.
I think it's the LOL for me. So let's start from the beginning. Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. but also as the character he played in Django. I got it. Uncle Sam saying repeatedly, not to be too ghetto. Be the person that white America wants you to be. I got it.
Well, this review shouldn't be too hard because at least she gets it. She's just letting us know that she doesn't give a fuck. And, you know, I can actually respect that a little bit more, right?
Because the whole reason that they picked Kendrick Lamar over all of the other artists in New Orleans was because he wasn't too ghetto. One of the stage setups being the prison yard. So we don't forget those incarcerated. I got it. Serena Williams, Drake's ex. I got it. Repeatedly going back to They Not Like Us. I got it. Reminding Drake and the rest of America that we don't get it. I got it.
Ha! You know, if someone who said that they got it, but really didn't get it had a face. Actually, we're watching her right now.
Game over, lighting up in the crowd as the whole show was over. Symbolizing game over with Drake. Because he thinks it's a game, apparently. The number one question that I keep seeing is, why didn't he play any of his diss tracks if the whole show was going to be about Drake? He only played his popular songs and teased at the diss tracks. Well, that's because they wouldn't have picked him if they had known that he was going to make the entire production a diss against America and Drake. So he picked all of his popular songs to play to keep the committee happy. Because they don't get to play whatever they want. The show has to be signed off on. The committee has to say, yeah, that sounds great. All the way down to the A minor on his necklace. I got it.
You know, she sounds so confident in her explanation and yet so offended at the same time. Now, while I do agree with the notion that he is playing into the ideology of having to conform to fit into a white man's society, I do agree with that analysis to a certain degree. I just think that her judgment is flawed because she doesn't have the experience of living a life of having to conform to actually understand the message.
I just happen to think that the halftime show at the Super Bowl was not the place or the time for any of this. It's supposed to be something that everyone can enjoy, not a series of clapbacks at another artist and America. Not the time or the place. Sorry.
And of course, Karen has to sensationalize the event as a protest and a fuck you to America, when I believe Kendrick is actually, in fact, saying that black people built America. I don't think that it's a F you to something that you built, right? And it's so funny when people think that they got the message and they know what's going on when the message is miles over their head the entire time. So with that being said,
does anybody else think this is the worst halftime show for the Super Bowl ever? Ever? Fine. If you don't agree, that's fine. But most people don't even know these songs. I don't even know what he's saying at the time. And then you got Samuel L. Jackson every 2 minutes chiming in. What a joke. This is not what it's supposed to be about. Okay? It's supposed to be an artist and collaborating with other artists in different genres to make everybody engaged about it or like music.
well, I'm not going to give this Karen too much energy because she already seems to be tweaking anyway, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm laying down. If you're smelling the chemicals that's cooking in the kitchen, but I digress. Now, how can I take a woman who can't even find the words to explain to us what the Super Bowl halftime show is actually for? How can I take her seriously? Now, I also have a few other things that I want to say about this lady, but we're going to let her continue her rant.
I have no idea. Epic fail for the Super Bowl people. Oh my God, get him off the stage. That's what I've got. And ugh.
I honestly hate to say this because I love Kendrick, but that halftime performance was a prime example of why you don't give people opportunities that they are truly not ready for it.
All right, guys. So the next 3 people, I'm just going to let play out so that the video doesn't get too long, and because their views are a little more radical and they may even be triggering. So trigger warning. I will leave timestamps in the description, and after those 3 reviews are over, I'll come back with my final thoughts.
And even though Kendrick's been in the industry 10 plus years, it hasn't been 20, 30 plus years. He hasn't been on the stage that Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Dr. Dre have been on. Like, look, and don't say it's just rappers, because that has nothing to do with it. Because Dr. Dre did a perfect job a few years ago. Kendrick's performance felt like Rihanna when she was pregnant, which I expected more from Rihanna, but when she's pregnant, yeah, mail it in. When we're talking about the Michael Jacksons, the Justin Timberlake with Janet Jackson, when we're talking about, again, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, that performance, in my opinion, Prince, top 10 worst all time. He wasn't ready for the moment. I believe in another 10 years he would have been ready for it. But Kendrick isn't a universal name enough yet, like on an international stage, to where he should have been on that platform. In addition to that, like Not Like Us was the only song that everyone knew. Like, I knew his catalog. I knew every song that he went through, but nothing from your new album should have been on there except maybe towards the end. But yeah, I'm not even trying to hate on him. I'm just, honestly, this is, he wasn't ready. And don't get me wrong, Drake wouldn't have been ready for this stage either, but Drake probably would have been a little bit more ready. But I still think Drake needs another 10, 15. Wayne would have been ready for the stage, because Wayne would have been able to rap 2 or 3 songs that are like his main songs that we all know. He could have brought in Drake, could have brought in Nicki, could have brought in Birdman, could have brought in Manny Fresh, Juvenile. There's more people that could have helped him have energy. The other thing I would say about Kendrick, he was out of shape for this. Like, he might be in shape to perform, but he was out of shape for this because it sounded like karaoke, because he was rapping over his vocals. Don't like that. It needs to sound live like Dr. Dre's did. Yeah, man, I could keep going. I really could keep going. And to be honest with you, even his performance, as far as his backup dancers or whatever, I expected more from them too. Like, he's done a better job at the BET Awards, y'all. It's not like I'm hating right now. Like, think about the BET Awards when they did the whole little slave jail skit, bro. Like, beautiful art, bro. There wasn't. Me personally, I would have went up there with a DT mask and had Buddy acting like a dictator with all the BLK and Hispanic people, and then I would have had chains put on him and beat him down, and I would have did a whole little Nat Turner story with what, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was such an opportunity for what Kendrick is, and he just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with, he may as well have been speaking Mandarin. All right, because nobody knew these songs. Nobody knew what he was rapping about outside of Not Like Us, obviously. But nobody knows these songs. Second of all, Blickety Black, I'm so much blacker than you. Halftime shows are very passe. Like, that stuff peaked in the BLM era. It's very not of this moment. It very much does not work. And also, it's been done better. So at this point, nobody cares. Third of all, 43-year-old mother of 2 Serena Williams in a bad blonde wig, like crip walking, is embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for her. She should be embarrassed for herself. It's just all really, really passe. There is nothing about that halftime performance that worked. So what I need to tell the NFL, Rock Nation, anybody that's doing that Super Bowl, try to make a show that's for all of America, because that was not for all of America. That was for like a fringe that knows Kendrick Lamar and that knows, you know, his raps. Like, you're not going to tell me that that man is mainstream, that this is some mainstream superstar whose songs everybody knows, because I am telling you, the people that I was with, those white people at this place that I was with were looking at each other like, they didn't know what was going on. All right. I didn't know what was going on. It was whack. It was boring. It wasn't cool.
Yo, Kendrick Lamar, you suck, bro. What was that halftime show? Who let Kendrick Lamar perform the halftime show? Bring some Ted Nugent up in here. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop has no place in the NFL at all. I don't care what all them jigs is up in that locker room listening to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up with these niggers, but they let these niggers have way too much power coming into this Super Bowl. This is absolutely crazy. I'm telling y'all, Kendrick out here, he should have lip synced, because man, that was garbage. Not one musician in that whole halftime Super Bowl show, just a bunch of dancing, a bunch of shaking and shooking and jiving for the folks, for the white folks, for the white man. Kendrick out here doing it for the white man, doing it for the white NFL, doing it for the white man's money. Kendrick Lamar, you suck. Take hip-hop out of the NFL.
So what are my final thoughts? Well, first off, don't you guys love SZA's voice? And I believe that everyone got the message one way or another that Kendrick was trying to deliver. Now, obviously, I can't expect that everyone would embrace the message. And I also believe that the way that the message was received by each person is just the way that it was supposed to be received by that person. You know, it ruffled feathers. It sparked the conversation, but amongst people of all age groups, of all races. And it also shows that everyone is still more similar than they are different. Someone built this country, and I really don't think there were many slave owners out there slaving away hard at work building the infrastructure of this country. If someone can prove that it was the slave masters that were the ones outside doing all the hard work building this country, then send me the proof. But the truth is, we put the most into this country and have gotten the least out of it. Kendrick Lamar's performance shows us how some would rather that we stay in our place as black people. And it also symbolizes that today's slavery is just wrapped up in a nice pretty package called jobs and contracts. And although there are black people that are so-called putting other black people on, usually they are still bound to a contract and they serve under a higher authority. There are many different things about this performance that went over a lot of people's heads because we are so used to the lights and the smoke and mirrors and all the shiny things that mesmerizes us. We love being mesmerized, right? But he made us think, and I can appreciate that. So guys, let me know what you thought about Kendrick Lamar's performance and what did you think about these reviews? If you made it this far, thank you, and I hope that you would hit that like button and consider subscribing and becoming a friendian. But until the next video, guys, you guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.